Thinking about moving to the Philippines as an American? Here's what no one tells you about the pros and cons of living there. Famous for its tropical islands and warm, welcoming culture, the Philippines has become a top choice for Americans wanting to live abroad. We'll give a realistic look at life on the islands for anyone considering a move to Southeast Asia or a fresh lifestyle overseas. We'll break down everything from cost of living and healthcare to infrastructure, climate, and visa options, drawing insights from budget traveler, wanderlust, and coastal living. Stick around until the end to discover the biggest perk of living in the Philippines, one that most Americans don't truly realize until they experience it firsthand. Imagine living somewhere tropical where your dollar stretches further than you ever thought possible. That's exactly what life in the Philippines can feel like for many Americans. Take housing, for example. Modern condos in bustling cities can cost anywhere from $300 to $800 a month, a fraction of what you'd pay in many US cities. Hungry? A local meal will only set you back $2 to $5. And fresh fruits, street food, and seafood markets make eating well, both affordable and delicious. Getting around is just as easy on your wallet. Taxis, jeepneys, and tricycles are extremely inexpensive, and even long-distance travel between cities won't drain your budget. Put it all together, and everyday expenses, from rent to groceries to transportation, can be dramatically lower than what most Americans are used to. Stick around, we're just getting started. While saving money is amazing, the next advantage is one that many Americans find even more valuable than cost alone. Moving to a new country can be intimidating, but what if language wasn't a barrier? That's one of the biggest advantages of living in the Philippines. Unlike many countries in Asia, English is widely spoken here, from city streets to rural towns, making day-to-day life much easier for Americans. Need to handle government paperwork? English is commonly used in offices and official forms. Want to grab a bite to eat or order coffee? Most restaurants have menus and staff fluent in English. Even navigating healthcare is far less stressful, since doctors and pharmacists can communicate clearly in English. For expats, this reduces the usual challenges of moving abroad and allows you to focus on enjoying life instead of constantly translating or guessing. Because of this widespread use of English, the Philippines becomes one of the easiest countries in Asia for Americans to adjust to, allowing a smoother transition and more confidence in everyday interactions. Keep watching, because you'll want to know one of the biggest reasons why Americans stay in the island. Ever wondered what makes a place feel like home the moment you arrive? In the Philippines, it's the people. Filipino hospitality isn't just a saying, it's a way of life. From the moment you step into a neighborhood, locals greet you with warm smiles and a willingness to help. Whether you're asking for directions, trying local food, or figuring out public transport, the sense of community here is incredibly strong, with families and neighbors looking out for one another and inviting newcomers to join in celebrations, fiestas, and daily gatherings. For many expats, this friendliness and openness is more than just a cultural quirk. It's a reason they choose to stay long-term. Living here isn't just about beautiful beaches or lower cost. It's about being welcomed into a community that makes you feel like part of something bigger. In fact, countless Americans say the warmth and kindness of locals is one of the biggest factors that turns a temporary stay into a permanent love affair with the islands. Make sure to watch all the way through. You won't believe what we found as the disadvantages of living in the island. Not everything about paradise is perfect. Sometimes life here can test your patience. One of the biggest challenges expats notice in the Philippines is infrastructure. Traffic, especially in major cities like Manila or Cebu, can turn a short drive into a long, frustrating commute. Internet reliability is another concern. While high-speed connections are common in urban areas, some towns and rural regions still struggle with slow or intermittent service. Power outages also occur in certain regions, especially during storms or maintenance periods, which can be inconvenient if you rely on electricity for work or daily life. That said, it's not all bad news. Major cities are modernizing quickly, with improved roads, internet services, and utilities gradually catching up to global standards. Still, the quality of infrastructure can vary greatly depending on where you choose to live, so being prepared and doing research before moving is essential. For those willing to adapt, the rewards of island life often outweigh these occasional frustrations. Living in paradise comes with a little heat, literally. The Philippines is known for its stunning beaches and lush landscapes, but the tropical climate isn't always easy to handle. Temperatures stay hot and humid year-round, which can be a shock if you're used to cooler weather. Simple activities like walking around town or running errands can leave you drenched in sweat until your body adjusts. On top of that, certain regions face typhoon season, bring in heavy rains, strong winds, and occasional flooding. For newcomers, these storms can be intimidating, especially if you've never experienced extreme tropical weather before. Even daily life, from commuting to grocery shopping, requires extra planning during the wet season. Adjusting to this climate takes time, patience, and sometimes a shift in lifestyle, like embracing lighter clothing, flexible schedules, and indoor air conditioning. For many Americans, it's a small price to pay for life in such a beautiful, vibrant country, but it's definitely a reality to be prepared for. You'll want to know what other concerns Americans have about living in the island, trust me. Even in paradise, paperwork has a way of reminding you reality exists. Many expats quickly discover that bureaucracy in the Philippines can be challenging. Simple government paperwork, like registering your address, obtaining IDs, or handling local permits, sometimes takes longer than Americans are used to. Visa extensions are another area where patience is key. While the process is straightforward, it often involves multiple offices, forms, and waiting periods that can test your organizational skills. One option that many retirees love is the Special Resident Retirees Visa, which offers long-term residency and benefits. But even applying for it requires careful preparation and attention to detail. Administrative processes here move at their own pace, which can be frustrating for those accustomed to fast, efficient systems back home. Learning to navigate this slower, sometimes confusing system becomes part of the adjustment process, and having a local guide or doing thorough research in advance can make life much easier. Patience truly pays off when living in the islands. Healthcare is something you don't think about until you need it, and in the Philippines, it can be a mixed experience. In major cities like Manila, private hospitals offer excellent care, modern facilities, and English-speaking staff. One of the most well-known is St. Luke's Medical Center, which rivals many hospitals in the U.S. for quality and services. However, once you step outside urban areas, healthcare can vary dramatically. Smaller towns and rural regions may have limited facilities, fewer specialists, and less advanced equipment, which can make even routine medical care more challenging. For expats, this means location matters more than you might expect. Living near a major city can make a big difference in access to reliable healthcare. While emergencies and specialized treatments are generally well handled in urban hospitals, being aware of local options, insurance coverage, and travel time to the nearest quality facility is essential. Understanding these differences helps ensure your health and peace of mind while living in paradise. What we reveal as the real advantage of living in the island might just surprise you. Most Americans move to the Philippines thinking it's all about saving money, but the real advantage goes much deeper. Many initially come for the lower cost of living, enjoying affordable housing, food, and transportation. Yet after a few months, something unexpected happens. Expats start realizing the real benefit isn't just financial, it's the combination of affordability and lifestyle freedom. Because everyday expenses are lower, people suddenly have more breathing room in their schedules and budgets. They can travel to stunning islands, meet friends for coffee, explore local markets, or simply enjoy life without constantly worrying about bills. For many, this isn't just a cheaper place to live. It's a place where their lifestyle genuinely improves, giving them time, energy, and freedom they rarely had back in the US. That's why so many Americans who plan to stay briefly find themselves calling the Philippines home for years, drawn by a life that's richer in experiences, not just dollars. For Americans chasing warm weather, welcoming communities, and a much lower cost of living, the Philippines remains a top destination for expats. If this sounds like the lifestyle you've been dreaming about, check out the links in the description to start planning your own adventure on the islands.